Hi there, it's Misty. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have 3 cards to share with you today, all 3 using this Circle Doodle background stamp by Simon Says Stamp. I made this for this week's Simon Says Stamp Wednesday challenge, and our challenge is for a child, and we're showcasing products from Honeybee Stamps. Now, all of the supplies that I am using will be listed and linked in the video description below. Alright, I am not using Honeybee Stamps products, unfortunately. This is the first challenge I've ever done for Simon Says Stamp that I didn't actually use the company that we're showcasing. But with COVID-19, it's affecting all areas of our lives, and unfortunately our stamp companies, they had to cut back their staff, and they're not getting products like they normally do, and shipping is a whole nother issue. So we're just kind of, we're trying to keep with the theme, but we're doing the best we can with what we have. So I'm just going to use products by Simon Says Stamp, and and it's never required to use the company that we're showcasing. It's just if you have products by that company, we'd love to see you use them. So not a requirement though. So anyway, so I'm using Bristol Smooth cardstock here, and I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss it with some white embossing powder, and then I'm going to throw a whole bunch of color on it. Now, I realized when I was looking for stamps or products for this card that I really don't have any kid-friendly stamps, or like animals or characters or critters is kind of what I had in mind when I was thinking of this challenge. And all of the animals that I do have are way outdated, so I figured the next best thing would just to be use color. Color is always good for a kid's card, and the great part is you can use it for an adult as well. So that's what I went with. I decided to go with the color this week. So I picked out a bunch of Distress Oxide ink colors, and I'm going to go ahead and blend them all on my background here. So I have Picked Raspberry, Wild Honey, Squeezed Lemonade, Twisted Citron, Peacock Feathers, and Wilted Violet. And I'm just going to keep going back and forth, and I'm going to blend these together the best that I can. This is such a great color combo. I need to start writing these down. I don't know why I don't, as I'm pretty sure I've used these colors before together, but then I don't remember which colors I used, and it's like starting from scratch every time I do this. But I love these colors so much that I decided to make 2 more backgrounds using the same colors, only for the other 2 I only used 3 colors on each background. So for the next one I used pink, orange, and yellow, and then for my last background I used the green, blue, and purple. And it's great because this could be for a kid or it can be for an adult too. That's another reason I like this card. Hey, look at that, matches my nail polish. I'm in love with this teal nail polish, so don't be surprised if you see it on me every week for a while. Teal is my all-time favorite color. Alright, so I'm just going to keep blending these until I get a nice blend that I like. And I had to show my brush because it looked really cool. It was like 2 different colors. It was kind of like an ombre. You can see it was blue from one angle, and then you looked at it from another angle, and it was the Twisted Citron color from blending those 2 colors together. Now I've decided with my blending brushes that I'm just going to dedicate 1 brush to each color family. I think that's just going to be the easiest way for me, and then that way you don't have to clean it every time. I hated to clean it every time because then it just stayed wet forever, it seemed like. How many of you guys, if you guys use ink blending brushes, do you guys clean them every time, or do you do the same thing? Do you dedicate 1 brush to each color family? I'd love to know how you guys are doing it. Alright, now that I have my color down, it's time to work on the rest of it. So I'm using the Drifting Stitches Border Die by Simon Says Stamp to give me that cool little stitched wave there. And then I'm also using the Painted Happy Birthday die. And I just cut it out of black cardstock. But then I realized my card was looking a little too flat, a little too one-dimensional, so I decided to cut it out 3 times and stack it just to give it a little bit of dimension. And I quickly realized my Gina K Connect glue was a little bit too thick to use for these letters, So I'm going to swap it out for the Tonic Precision Glue Pen. And that glue pen is perfect for board dies like this because you can either, you know, squeeze it and get a stream of glue, or you can just do these little dots like I'm doing here, which is just enough glue for these little word dies like this. See, this is why I always say it's good to have a couple different glues on hand, because, you know, they each have their own purpose. Like I use the Gina K Connect glue for almost everything, and I use the Tonic Precision Glue Pen for my word dies. But I also still use the Ranger Multimedia Matte. I have that in my syringe, and I use that a lot too. So I know my husband thinks I'm crazy for having so many different types of glue, but I think they, you know, they each serve a purpose. Yeah, I'm sticking to that story. So I just added some craft foam to the back of my top portion here. And see, and I use score tape to stick it in place. So there's another adhesive. And there, I just used my score buddy to line it up, make sure it was lining up perfectly. I saw that on Kathy Zilski's video, which has been very handy since I watched that video. I felt like it needed a little something else, so I'm going over the whole happy birthday with the Tonic Aqua Shimmer pen, just to add a little bit of glitter. And then I'm using my purple tape to hold my word in place, and I'm going to go over the whole sentiment with the Tonic, drawn a blank, crystal glaze. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But this tape is really handy because then I don't have to fuss with trying to hold it in place while I'm, you know, trying to not touch it. I should have used it when I was doing the glitter pen too, but I do it for my other two cards. Can't forget the little tittle there. But I think this just gave it, you know, just a little bit of shine and a little bit of sparkle, which I think is perfect for both a kid's card or an adult card. This really could be used for either or. See, now I'm using my multimedia matte. See how many different glues I can use in one video. And I know they're not all necessary. I just prefer to use different glue for different things. See how shiny that is though? I love that crystal glaze. It's so pretty. I kind of wanted to use black glitter paper for this, but I don't have any, so I had to improvise. Hence my glittery, shiny happy birthday. And then to finish it off, I just added some black Nouveau drops. It's ebony black. And these are my two beautiful backgrounds. Aren't these so gorgeous? I love them so much. I'm going to have to do these again and use more of the background, because for my next two, well, for all of them, I just use strips of the background, but I just want to use that whole background. So in the future, I'm going to be using these ink colors again. I have a strong feeling. So for this one, I am using the stitched scalloped border die by Lawn Fawn. And then this way, I figured if I do it this way, I can cut just a strip of my background, and then I still have a little strip to use for something else. So I cut 2 inches. This is my way of being crafty, I guess. Saving some for later. And I'm using my Gina K Connect glue to glue that onto my top folding card base. And I'm just making sure I have enough room for my little strip on the right there. It'd be my luck to put it over to the left too far and then have a gap. But I didn't. So for this one and the next one, I decided just to leave it flat. I didn't add any craft foam to the back of it. And the only reason why I didn't is because I cut it into a strip. When you add that layer of foam, you can see from the side angle, you would be able to see that that I just had a strip of color. I hope that makes sense. You'd be able to see that I didn't use the whole background. And I don't know, it just bugs me for some reason, so I didn't do it. Now, if I would have used the whole background and then I could have popped it up on craft foam, because then you would see all the way around on the side, you'd be able to see my background, but I didn't want to use it all. Is that weird that I love this background so much that I didn't want to use it all? So I just save a little piece. Am I weird for that? Be honest. Now here I was thinking, okay, I did the same thing for the happy birthday. I did the glitter pen and the crystal glaze, but it was kind of missing something. And that's when I noticed I had these two adorable little Boston Terriers staring at me right next to me on my desk. That they were just sitting there. They're already put together. I made them for something else and I ended up not using them. So they were just sitting there staring at me, like calling for me to use them. So I went ahead and used them. So I'm going to give them some sparkly eyes and nose, and then I'll go over their eyes and nose with the crystal glaze as well. Just to give it a little shine, make them come to life a little bit. They're so cute. This is from the latest Simon Says Stamp release. They are called Little Critters Boston Terrier. You know, what I was thinking when I cut these backgrounds down, that I had in mind the Altenew bold alphabet die set. I was thinking that this pattern with these colors would look really pretty in, cutting out a word in that alphabet die. Like friend or hey, hello, love, something like that. Wouldn't that be cute if you know what die I'm talking about? Alright, so now I'm switching back to my syringe here that has the multi-medium matte glue in it. And I'm going to add some foam squares to the back of my little pups. And I know I always go overboard. People comment sometime and laugh at me, but I just feel better that way. You never know when you're going to mail something, and I've had things get ruined in the mail before that, only had a couple foam squares here or there. So, yes, overkill, I always do. And I think that's all I did for that one. So just simple card, all you need is a background and some color, and you can pretty much throw a card together pretty easily. That's kind of what I was doing with these backgrounds, because I already had my one card done. But like I said, I just love the color so much, so I made them and pulled out some other dies. And I was really low on my happy birthday stash. That was the other thing I wanted to mention, because, usually you'd put maybe a different sentiment on each of these cards, but I have no happy birthday cards. So I was thinking I can bust out 3 in 1 and, now I have some in my stash. It's a win-win. So I decided to cut this down a little bit just so I wasn't covering so much of it up. But you might see me, I keep putting the word on the happy birthday on here because I just wanted to make sure it was going to fit on that white part. But yeah, I want as much of my color to show as possible. So I'm going to cut this background down as well. I'm going to hoard the other half. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll try to make a card with the Altenew bold alphabet die using those backgrounds. Otherwise, they're just going to sit in my half-made card box for Lord only knows how long. And I just went around my pup. I already went around the tan part with, I think it was antique linen. Not in this video when I made the dog, but it was a little too light, so I just went over it, I think with some gathered twigs maybe, and darkened it up around the edges a bit. So I'm just doing the same thing with this one. So I guess I'll wrap this up. So I did the sentiment the same way, 3 layers. I did the glitter pen and the not glossy accents. Ooh, I haven't used glossy accents in a long time. The crystal glaze. I forgot about glossy accents actually, now that I mention it. But yeah, and it's so pretty from in real life. You know, it's hard to capture it in photos and in the video, but the glitter and the sparkle and the shine, I mean, it's really pretty. Oops. Sorry, my kitty's scratching at my leg to get up in my lap. He's like a kid with claws. He gets more aggressive the longer I ignore him. Anyway, that is my 3 cards for this week. I know these are pretty simple cards, but I just wanted to share it with you anyway. Put out a video and, you know, maybe something will help someone or spark somebody's creativity or something. But just want to share it with you anyway. Oh, it looks like I'm going to add a couple. I forgot I added a couple Nouveau drops on this one as well, just to kind of use up a little bit of that white space up there. And that is pretty much it. That's going to wrap up my video for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the cards that I made for this week's Simon Says Stamp Wednesday challenge. All of the supplies that I used are listed and linked in the video description below with affiliate links. For more information on this card and the challenge, please head over to my blog, which is also in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by clicking on the like button. And if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I try to post every Wednesday with the newest Simon Says Stamp Wednesday challenge. And please let me know if you have any questions or just want to leave me a comment. I'd be happy to chat with you. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Want to see more? You should see 2 videos on your screen right now, which you can click on and it should take you right to those videos. Otherwise, you can find all of my videos in my playlist on my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.